This podcast is a brief look at the assessment guidelines for the summative essay within the module Health Protection and Improvement. So the assessment is a 4,000-word submission in which you propose a project or initiative relating to health protection and or an improvement within a selected geographical community. It's worth 80% of the module mark, so it's really quite a big piece of work. It's an opportunity to relate what you've learnt on the module directly to your own practice and your own field of interest. So from that point of view, it's a really good essay. You've got a great deal of freedom over the subject matter. So choose something that's of real interest and relevance to you, but make sure that it's sufficiently academic, that there's enough supporting literature, and that you can provide an academic rationale for your choice. The module handbook provides specific details about what's required of you, so make sure you keep returning to this guidance to ensure you develop the assessment your markers have asked for. It's so easy to go off at a tangent or to forget the specifics or miss out a key aspect of the assessment. What you've been asked to do is select a geographical community, then have a look at the existing information on a particular subject from a variety of sources. You'll then critically analyse that data and from it identify a health problem of particular relevance. You can then have the basis for your rationale for the project. What are you going to do to address that health problem? Explain what the project would involve and crucially how you would evaluate it. It's always vital to consider the audience when writing. In this case, the audience should care about your marker, so make sure you're giving them what they want. Pay attention to the criteria they're using when they mark your work. So show attention to purpose. Also demonstrate critical analysis and the fact that you've evaluated relevant literature and data. Demonstrate that your proposal is both relevant and realistic. So be practical in your suggestions. Think about the challenges or obstacles your project may encounter. How will you overcome these? Have you provided a strong enough rationale or justification for the project? And think about your overall presentation. So plan carefully, consider your writing style, and pay close attention to the details, to the referencing and so on. We've got 4 top tips when it comes to completing this assessment. Number 1, relate everything to the theories and models of health protection and improvement that you've encountered within the module. So don't focus too much on your particular project. It's about using that project to show what you've learned. Number 2, provide a rationale for your choices, and that rationale should be based on credible academic evidence. So use research data, policy documents, government statistics and so on to inform your decisions. Make sure that you're being critical and analytical. So don't just describe the project, talk about the challenges, the alternatives. Are there any practical implications or obstacles? How are you going to measure success? And finally, plan carefully before you begin writing. It's quite a big piece of work, so you need to think about the structure, how it's going to flow, how you'll break it down into separate parts.